Hey guys, I wanted to update you on all the things that have been going on at our congregation over the last year. We've been battling with this pandemic as a nation, as a world for a year now, and it got me thinking about what is it that we've done in the last year? Because it's very easy to think that we have just wasted a year because of the pandemic, and that's just not the case. I wanted to go back and examine some of the exciting things that have happened in the last year and kind of provide a progress report, you might say, but then use this as an opportunity to launch us forward because there are so many great opportunities ahead of us. First of all, we had 3 baptisms during the pandemic. Ones that I can think of, we had, of course, Sadie Spring, Lakin Brooks, and Jacob Holloway. So those are people that we've studied with. A couple of those are young people, and Jacob is Tony Udo's grandson, and he is someone that I'm consistently studying with ongoing and into the future. So these are new souls added to the church that have happened since the pandemic started. We've also had, or we do have, personal studies ongoing. I know of at least a few, and this is an area where you can become involved. Study with someone. Ask, hey, would you like to set up a Bible study with me? So one of your friends, someone you know who needs to know Christ. I think back also to the Fall Festival. I was just amazed at how many people we had at the Fall Festival. It seemed like we had nearly 100 people. I think the number was closer to like 75 or 80, but it was so wonderful to be together with those people. There were visitors, contacts that we've made. And that's a really big thing that's happened since the pandemic started. We have not stopped getting visitors at church. We have new people every single week. And these are great contacts. And so even though they might not be coming back consistently, the pandemic might be related to why that is, but we have new contacts. We get information for a lot of our visitors. And so we're going to be able to follow up, especially as things continue to improve. I've talked to Shannon recently about this. We plan to coordinate some door knocking campaigns, some things in our community, and some of the contacts we've already made will be people that we can reach out to. We've also added a number of new families during the pandemic, at least 5 or 6 families, and those are going to continue. And if you are one of those new families, we're so glad you're with us. We're so glad you're worshiping with us. But I just wanted to share with you some of those spiritual things that are very important. Another exciting thing that's happened during the pandemic is we have improved our streaming capabilities. And I don't know if you realize this or not, but there are hundreds, actually thousands of people that we reach with our online presence. We've had multiple people come and visit or come decide to worship with us because of our online presence. And we're going to continue to try and improve that. But in 2020, we had 9,335 YouTube views on our channel. That doesn't count what people we've been reaching through Facebook or anything like that. So we had over 9,300 views on YouTube in 2020. So we are impacting literally thousands of people online. We also discovered Zoom as a capable platform for classes or for meetings. It's not something we want to rely heavily on like we had to during the pandemic, but it's a useful tool. As far as I know, we plan to keep our membership with Zoom so we can have meetings over 40 minutes. I know our elders have used Zoom a good bit for meetings, and it may be something we do into the future with Deacons as well to try and make meetings easier because people live a good distance apart, and so maybe if we need a more last-minute meeting, we can use it for that. But also the discipleship study, at least for now, it's continuing on Zoom. It's hard in the evenings to get the family ready and get ready and go somewhere. It's much easier to set up at home. So it might be something that we can do for small group Bible studies or other Bible studies into the future. Another exciting thing that's happened since the pandemic started is we added 2 new deacons, Wesley Frick and Vernon Dunbar. Great additions to our leadership team. Wesley is really spearheading education, and he is really running with that. and being a leader in that area, and we definitely are excited about that. Vernon is looking to lead our prime timers and coordinate events for them and help bring them together. And that's something that will improve as the pandemic lifts and we're able to be in person more often. But we definitely are excited about Vernon being a part of our team as well. This update is probably the most surprising to me. A lot of people, a lot of you have been affected by the pandemic financially. And in the last year, our congregation set up online giving. It's a great tool for our budgeting and things like that, but it's also good for families to make sure that they're consistent with their giving. But in the last year, we have set new records for weekly contribution. In 2019, so nearly a year and a half ago now, our weekly average contribution was around $4,200. And in 2020, our average contribution was over $5,300 a week. So we jumped $1,000 a week, even in the midst of a pandemic. And the early numbers for 2021 are equally as encouraging, where our weekly contribution average now is like over $6,800 a week. There are some special contributions in that, but it does seem, if we all continue to work together, that we can average over $6,000 a week this year in weekly contributions. So please continue to grow in that. We took multiple truckloads of food to the Center for Community Services here in Simpsonville. There are other people that we gave food to during the pandemic. We made Thanksgiving baskets. I believe we did just as many, if not more, than we'd done in years past. We were able to give to some families connected with our local elementary school. And we also gave Christmas gifts to the children's home. We were able to bless them again, and we plan to do that into the future as well. There are so many different things that we've been able to do with the giving, with the offering that's been received, and this really will help propel us into the future. The more that we give, the more people we are able to impact with the gospel. Whether that be through missionaries, whether that be through evangelistic campaigns, whether that be through giving food and supplies, clothes, shelter, putting people up, or helping our own members, or the facility improvements. These are ways in which we're able to help more people, and these things are associated with our giving. During the pandemic and just before the pandemic, we established a long-range committee, a long-range building committee, and they hired an architect to design plans for our building footprint, how we can improve the facilities that we're at. There are designs in the foyer of the auditorium, right outside the main building. You can still look at those today, and it provides some goals, some goals that we need to reach for, and progress that we can make. But I was thinking also of the physical progress on our location that has happened since the pandemic. I am sitting in the office classroom building, and if you haven't been over there yet, please go. Ask somebody that has a key. Go attend a Bible class over there. This building is really, really useful. We now have 3 classrooms, and the office has been improved to make more space for the classroom right below it that I'm sitting in. So right now, we actually have 1 additional classroom that isn't being used currently. So what that means is we have room to grow in our classrooms as our congregation grows. As we need to offer more classes, we have the opportunity to do that with a classroom space that we have now. We also recently added a new front door that provides access through 2 double doors rather than the 2 individual doors. It's much better for safety as well. And so that is, I think, big progress. We also added in the auditorium itself, the family room, we took one of those front doors and put it in there, so we have natural light coming in, which will help, and I think it looks great. We're also in the process, as you probably have been seeing, of knocking out the back wall in the auditorium, the family room. We want to be able to invite more souls. We are getting to the point where as soon as we come back together between early and 10:30 service, we're going to be full. We have well over 200 people on our roster, if you would say. So when more people come back, as more people get healthy, as if travel slows down or whatever the case is, we are going to be full. And we can't invite more if we're already full. And so we need, especially in this day and time, to be able to have a comfortable place for people to worship. And we want to continue to do that. And this will help with our fellowship opportunities as well. We will have more space that we can quickly convert into a big fellowship hall. And so events will be much better as well. So be praying for our congregation. Be praying for the work that's going on, being thankful for the work that is taking place, but also praying for how we can make 2021 the best year in Golden Strip's history. How many baptisms can we have? Well, go study with someone. Ask me if you need help. Ask one of our elders. Ask one of our deacons. We would love to study with people, contacts that you have made. How can we improve in our generosity? Keep giving, budget, purpose in your heart. Because the more we give, the more that we have, the more that we can expand, the more that we can welcome people in, the more that we can help missionaries, the more that we can help others. I also didn't mention this, but we have helped one individual through school. We've helped one individual through preaching school, and we've also helped one congregation, a newer congregation in Florida that we're connected with, that we have been helping support them in their early days as a church. So your generosity is being used to help the kingdom, not just in this place, but in other places. And how can we use the facility improvements to the glory of God? Keep inviting your friends, bringing people to the Lord and helping them to come to know God. How can we do this? How can we continue to make this progress as a congregation? We need to go and follow the Great Commission, to go and make disciples, to teach others, to baptize others. We need to also continue to fellowship with one another, and let's continue to worship God. Let's go. Let's go and impact our community for the cause of Christ. As we close, I want to share Matthew 5:14-16, where Jesus said, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." Whatever we do, the light that we shine, let us all make sure that we give glory to our Father who is in heaven. Ultimately, it's God who gives the increase. It's God who gives the growth. And we want to give all glory and honor to Him. As we grow, as we make progress, let's give glory and honor to God, being thankful for all that He has done for us. Have a blessed day in the Lord.